Hey everyone, I want to share with you the way that I now view nutrition, especially in contrast to the way that nutrition is commonly taught. There's kind of just a major mindset in the world today about nutrition, and it has to do a whole lot with calorie counting and dieting and what I call punishing exercise and kind of sort of a forceful approach to the body and to nutrition. And so I just want to kind of share with you what I've learned and what God did to totally reframe the way that I viewed nutrition and the body. And the word that he gave me was called identity-based nutrition. And let me just share with you a little bit about what that means. When we're coming from let me back up. See nutrition as having like two boxes, for example, two paradigms. This one paradigm over here is the paradigm of the old way of viewing the body as something to kind of put under submission and as sort of kind of mind over matter. Like, I know what diet I should be following, and here's the diet routine that I should have, the exercise routine that I have. Here's the foods that I can eat. Here's the foods that I can't eat. And this kind of depends on what diet you're into at the time. So as you probably noticed, if you've been in this world for very long, the standard kind of changes depending on what you've read recently or what you've learned. And I've been on the diet and exercise hamster wheel for a long time. So if you're anything like me, you know what I'm talking about. So there's kind of this approach to nutrition that is very much that mind over matter. My mind decides what and gives me a standard of what I should and shouldn't be eating. I try to follow that. And, for some people that works, and if that works for you, that's awesome. If it doesn't work for you, I would like to present to you this other paradigm, and it's what I call identity-based nutrition. And what God showed me about it is, as you've probably heard me say, whenever it comes to the way that we're eating and exercising, it's not as much about the food. The food's not as much the issue, or the exercise routine or the supplementation. The issue is that we're coming at it from a place of identity, where there's a false identity that we have created for ourselves. So we're coming at it from a conformity, like I'm conforming to the people I see around me, and kind of a comparison approach. And we're not able to really tune into what our body needs, and we're also not able to really tune into what it is that we're wanting in life, how good we want to feel in life, what we're desiring from life. And so identity-based nutrition focuses in on the core of who you are. So refer back to Anatomy of Transformation video, the few videos before this if you haven't already. It's what we're talking about here is the core of who you are is whole, pure, perfect, connected to God, is light and free. That is who you are. That's the identity, the core of who you are. And then, as you know from that video, there's the subconscious mind that's around that, the conscious mind, and the body as being a responder. And so whenever you know who you are and you have that centeredness and that identity, or you're on that path to discovery, we want to come from that place of I am whole, pure, perfect. The core of me is connected to God. I know who I am. Therefore, I treat my body in congruency with that. And so the powerful thing about this is that we're no longer coming from that punishing, comparison, conformity approach, and neither are we diminishing the incredible design that is intrinsic inside of our own bodies. But we're actually able to come from this place of, wow, I wonder how great I could feel inside my own body. I wonder how congruently that I could eat in order to really, to be in alignment with who I really am. I wonder if I could move in such a way that is intentional, that fits my design, that fits my lifestyle, that fits who I am. So when I'm talking about identity-based nutrition, what I mean when I say that is coming from this place of the core of who you are is solid and whole and pure and connected to God. And what we're wanting to do is get the blockages off that are keeping us from being able to let that light shine out. And one of the things that I think is really important to think about is whenever you're in the middle of decision making, about how do I come from this place of identity-based nutrition, I like to think of it as this paradigm over here that I described earlier is what I call an image-based mindset. It's all about how I look, how I appear towards people, and when we're doing exercise, when we're eating things, there's kind of this constant comparison. And that can really distract us from what it is that we're actually wanting, what it is we're actually looking for. What we're really looking for is to feel really good inside of our own skin, to be able to connect to our bodies and find out what it is that do I need for my own unique bio-individuality. Because every person is different, as you know. And not coming from a place where I'm constantly striving to become something, but realizing that I need to connect with who I already am and live from that place. So image-based nutrition is one aspect, and then identity-based nutrition is on the other. And I already described that, but that's a really great way to start to begin to ask yourself, is this image-based or is this identity-based? Is one coming from fear and one coming from love? And which one am I sensing? Is this a place of striving or a place of peace? And that's what we want to get to, because that's where the magic happens. That's where you can really live in this place of flow and peace in your life and not have the struggle that nutrition typically is for a lot of people. So there's 3 keys that I think of when I kind of more practical tips when I talk about how we work with identity-based nutrition. And number 1 is something I call eating congruent with who you are. And what that means is instead of giving myself a really harsh, restrictive diet, I think in terms of eating foods that fit my design, who I am. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a later video. But the second key is intuitive movement. Instead of calling it like exercise, that sounds just really punishing, and it can be very, very unintuitive. And so we want to really come from a place of intuitive, connected sort of exercise, intuitive movement. And there's a lot of really great ways to do that, which I'll cover in another video. And the third thing is to really work with those blockages. Because remember, there's nothing messed up about you. There are only blockages keeping you from the health that you're looking for and the life that you're looking for. So these blockages can come in the form of these toxic foods that we put into our bodies. They can come in the form of beliefs. Those are the more powerful ones. So just remember, all we're trying to do is to kind of clean a dirty window so that the light can shine out. So it's just about clearing blockages. That's all. That's all that needs to happen, is to clear away those blockages and to live in congruency with who you are. And that's really what I mean by identity-based nutrition. Oh, and I forgot the third thing to mention. When we work with clearing the blockages, we work with a few things to really rewire the brain and work with the subconscious mind. And that can be very, very powerful in helping you really move forward and move past those places where you might be thinking, man, I know a lot of good things to do, but I just don't know why I'm not able to do it. So we have some very powerful tools that I'm going to share with you in future videos to really help clear the blockages between your core that wants to shine out into the world and shine out into your body. Because remember, the body is a responder to all those layers inside. So when we work with the mind to clear those blockages away, then we can really connect to the core of who we are.